One of the top box office draws in show business, and besides that, he's a very funny man, and it's a pleasure to have him on our first program. Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Murray.
Is it going well? I know this is the first show, and I think this guy needs a little support. Dave Letterman.
The great Bill Murray. That was 33 years ago, 6,027 broadcasts ago, and that was the first late-night episode with Bill Murray. David Letterman is calling it a career tonight, believe it or not. His final episode of The Late Show airs tonight on CBS. Letterman inspired a generation of comics with his edgy, irreverent brand of humor, no doubt about that, and signature off-the-wall bits.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for a little something we call Stupid Petrix.
I love you. Sneeze, hurry. Good.
Sleep! But it wasn't always about laughs. Letterman also helped the nation heal with an emotional monologue in his first show after the 9/11 attacks.
And it's very simple. There is only one requirement for any of us, and that is to be courageous. Because courage, as you might know, defines all other human behavior. And I believe, because I've done a little of this myself, pretending to be courageous is just as good as the real thing.
Hard to believe that was 14 years ago. He basically looks the same, you know. Yeah. Do you think that he's going out too early, or is he picking the right time?
Look, you know, I think he's picking the time that works for him, and you do have to go at some point. I just want to say what I always loved about David Letterman, I'm a TV geek. It's not that he's a comedian, he's a broadcaster. Mm-hmm. Only a few people have understood how to be broadcasters.
Well, Mr. Letterman's final show, as we said, is tonight. Stephen Colbert will take over in the fall. And the aforementioned Rick Unger, yes, he went to the Ed Sullivan Theater here in New York City to talk to Letterman fans.
It's a beautiful and windy day here in New York City, and as you can see, the crowd is gathering for the final David Letterman show taping forever. No more Dave. We're going to talk to a few people out here, see what they have to say about David hanging it up, and maybe get a little bit of their point of view on what we can expect from Stephen Colbert when he takes over the show in the fall. So tell me your names.
Pam.
Pam?
Pam and Ron.
And where are you from, Pam and Ron?
Vancouver, Canada.
You are going to be a part of television history.
I know.
Are you David Letterman fans?
You bet.
You watch
yeah.
every night?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So what do you think about him hanging it up?
Well,
It's sad, but, you know, out with the old, in with the new, I guess.
And we're talking with Colleen Friedland.
yes,
From
Freeland.
New York City.
That's right.
And are you here for the big final Dave show?
Well, we came in to see if we could see some of the guests going in and out.
Who'd you see?
We saw Jim Carrey, Tina Fey, and I think Julie Louise Dreyfus.
Tell us your name.
It's Eric, E-R-I-C.
And where are you from, Eric, E-R-I-C?
Long Meadow, Mass.
Tell us who some of the people you saw that are going to be on the show tonight.
I saw Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, Drew Carey, and the other three people I couldn't recognize at first.
You have a ticket, did you
Yes,
say?
it's right here.
Oh, there it is. Catch that. This is what you want if you want to see the final David Letterman show. Well, I hope you have a great time. Enjoy the show. We've got Jose Perez here from Bridgeport, Connecticut. Welcome, Jose.
Hi, thanks. Nice to be here.
You're obviously a big Dave fan.
I am. You're not going to believe this,
Try me.
okay? But on YouTube, there's a video called David Letterman Meets Jose.
Really?
Yes,
And
sir.
that's you?
Yes, it is. And over a few years, I've had kind of a over-the-air relationship with him. I've never met him face to face. I've come close. He probably can't stand me, but I love him.
He's going to be gone. We all feel terrible about
We
that.
do.
But we do have Stephen Colbert coming. How do you feel about Colbert as the next host?
He's got big shoes to fill.
What do you think of Stephen Colbert, who will be taking over the show in the fall?
I think that he'll do an excellent job. I am convinced of it.
And if Stephen Colbert doesn't work out, what do you think of Joe Concha as possibly the next host of the show?
Not so sure.
All right, so let me ask you this. If it shouldn't work out for Stephen Colbert,
Okay.
what do you think of Joe Concha to take over the show after Stephen?
I think I might be a better choice.
It all ends tonight, and with that, back to me in the studio.
Who was that woman? think
I just
she might
talked
be
to
a
them as I
better
found them.
choice. Okay, well, one question that you asked. Let's first talk about the surprise guests. We're no longer a surprise.
Yeah,
right?
we got. I think there's more than that coming.
Okay.
And I suspect they're in the audience. Just my guess.
Right.
You know?
It's not like because there's no time to interview them, and you're right. It's more just they'll say like a sentence or two, like a farewell type of thing. But the Mannings, Tina Fey, Jim Carrey. I mean, that's big stuff. But you would expect that from somebody who's been on the air for 33 years.
Right.
Amazing. Stephen Colbert was brought up during that package.
Yeah, you know, it's so interesting because I'm a huge fan of Stephen Colbert, but he plays a persona.
Right.
And now he's going to have to totally change his act and just be Stephen Colbert. That's quite a...
I contend that CBS, after the initial hype, will be back in third place because they're going with an untested guy in Colbert. Yes, Colbert was on the Colbert Report as a character. I don't know who the real Stephen Colbert is. And with training wheels against Fallon and Kimmel, tough.
We'll see. Don't count him out. Remember that Letterman himself reinvented himself over time. He became different people through the ages. Colbert could do the same. Smart guy.
We'll see. A lot of competition, that's for sure. Anyway, lots more to talk about. Back with more in a moment.